The WNBA tried to capitalize on her popularity and crammed a lot of games in over a short amount of time, playing against the best teams in the WNBA.
Season tickets now?
I mean, we might have to.
Those are pretty expensive.
We'll make sure the
our
Fever
salaries,
gets working on that.
our salaries, it's like our entire salary.
Caitlin Clark, the electrifying point guard for the Indiana Fever, is dominating headlines again, and it's not just for her incredible performances. At only 22, the rookie sensation is shaking up the league with her bold personality, fearless competitiveness, and unapologetic comments that have ignited conversations far beyond the court.
Entire salary to get those. I'm not kidding.
We'll have someone work on that for sure.
After being left off the U.S. Olympic women's basketball roster, Clark stepped away for a much-needed break, focusing on recovery and sharpening her game. The brief sabbatical proved to be exactly what she needed. Since returning, she has looked revitalized, locked in, and more determined than ever, delivering some of her strongest performances and reminding everyone why she's one of the league's brightest rising stars.
Clark now has the rookie record, the history of the WNBA, as she's now going to try to set the all-time record, but 12 games to...
On Sunday, Clark made history by dishing out 9 assists, pushing her season total to 232. With that milestone, she officially set a new WNBA rookie record, further cementing her status as one of the most impactful newcomers the league has ever seen.
Continue to see, like 2000, this is a big deal in Indiana, 225% increase in corporate partnerships. You know, every season ticket is sold out. Listen to this one. Concession sales. I like this one in particular, Charlie. 2,826 gallons of beer have been sold.
Wow.
Draft beer. That's an increase of 740%. Hot dog sales up 300%.
Clark is now on pace to break Alyssa Thomas's mark of 316 assists from last season, a remarkable trajectory for any player, let alone a rookie. But her record-chasing night wasn't the only headline. In the third quarter, after missing a shot she felt she should have made, Clark punched the base of the basket in frustration. The referee immediately hit her with a technical foul, explaining that her reaction was disrespectful to the game. Clark pushed back on that interpretation, insisting her frustration came from competitiveness, not disrespect. "It had nothing to do with my team, the refs, or the other team," she said. "I just expect more for myself." Her teammates were also buzzing after the Fever's win over the Seattle Storm, especially Lexi Hull, who poured in a career-high 22 points. When Hull was jokingly asked whether she'd now buy season tickets for her family, Clark jumped in with an unexpected and very honest comment. With a laugh, she said, "Those tickets are expensive. That's basically our whole salary. Seriously, we need people to help us out." Clark even thanked the referee afterward, saying the technical actually fired her up and pushed her to finish the game stronger.
Making really peanuts, Dan. When meanwhile, this is the reason why everybody's tuning into the WNBA. Caitlin Clark, just on her own, making $76,000 a year, which, I mean, she's making tons of other money in endorsements. But when you look at male athletes, something that I think a lot of them tend to make a habit of is they say, okay, I'm going to spend my paycheck or my salary rather, and I'm going to use that to fund my lifestyle. And I'm going to set aside my endorsement money. I'm going to put that in the bank. I'm going to invest that money. But for these WNBA players, if all you're making is $76,000, you've got to dig into those endorsement dollars to fund a lifestyle. And I'm not just talking about a lavish lifestyle. I'm just talking about a normal lifestyle, which costs even more these days, thanks.
Caitlin Clark has never shied away from speaking her mind or asserting her presence, whether she's on the court or behind a microphone. Her rookie base salary of $76,595 and 4-year contract worth $338,500 highlight the financial reality many WNBA players face, even those as popular as Clark. So when she joked about needing help to afford season tickets for her family, it sparked conversation, especially considering she earns millions through endorsements. Her remark wasn't a complaint. but a candid reminder of the gap between WNBA salaries and player market value, delivered with the same boldness that defines her game.
NBA is becoming popular enough to increase salaries. That's what the NBA does, and the NFL. They increase their salary cap. One of the things that's interesting, the financials of the Indiana Fever, I don't know if you saw this, but there's a 1,193% increase in jersey sales with the Indiana Fever because of Kate.
These salary limits exist because of the WNBA's current collective bargaining agreement, established in 2020 and locked in until 2027. But the landscape is changing fast. Thanks to Caitlin Clark's explosive rise and unprecedented fan interest, the league's supply and demand balance is shifting toward the players. Her superstar impact is exposing how outdated the system has become and why future negotiations may look very different.
A lot of appropriate attention on Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever, and we found out that the Fever Storm game from over the weekend drew 2.2 million viewers, which is massive. The WNBA has 18 games this season where they've had more than 1 million viewers average, and 16 of those 18 have featured Caitlin Clark. So you cannot deny the connectivity of Caitlin Clark playing basketball and people wanting to watch. If she's playing, they will come, they will watch.
For most WNBA players, endorsement opportunities are rare, which is why Caitlin Clark's skyrocketing marketability stands out so dramatically. She continues to shatter records, generate revenue, and dominate headlines, all while staying supportive of teammates. She even joked that her social media might as well become a Lexi Hull fan page, highlighting how proud she was of Hull's recent breakout performances. Clark admitted she once told her mom how amazing it feels to genuinely earn that kind of momentum, adding that a month away from basketball did wonders to reset and re-energize her. Her AP Player of the Week honor was another moment of validation. Even though Clark has delivered incredible performances before, she said this recognition meant a lot precisely because it came from the Associated Press, an outside, respected source, rather than directly from the WNBA. It felt more objective, more credible. Still, Clark acknowledged some mixed emotions. She firmly believed that Kelsey Mitchell also had a strong argument for the award, given her impressive play throughout the week. But overall, Clark's humility and awareness only reinforced why she continues to be one of the most talked about stars in the league today.
Entire Fever payroll is $1.2 million.
Less.
That is less than the minimum salary for a single NBA player with a year's experience. So the women have the headlines, they have the fans, they have the viewers. When the hell are they going to get?
The Fever remain the only team this season to produce multiple Player of the Week honorees, a remarkable achievement on its own. And while Clark's recognition is absolutely earned, Kelsey Mitchell's case was just as compelling. Her explosive back-to-back outings showcased her skill, grit, and unwavering determination, especially after doubts about her availability earlier in the week. Mitchell has been playing with tremendous confidence and has been a vital force for the Fever all year. Seeing her honored would have underscored just how far she's come and how critical her contributions have been to the team's success.
See her, Caitlin Clark is getting the crowd and going. Y'all see Skylar Diggins speed up to make contact with her. Stop this. Y'all mad because that corn-fed Iowa girl busting y'all ass. Y'all said she too weak. She can't do this. She lead the WNBA in assists. She cooking. Let her cook.
Mitchell has been a force all season, and this latest recognition simply reinforces her remarkable talent. Even though I personally might have leaned toward Mitchell for this particular week, it's impossible to overlook Clark's consistent impact and the influence she has had on the league as a whole. Still, it's important to be realistic. Caitlin Clark is unlikely to win the official WNBA Weekly Award this time around, mainly because she only played 2 games during the opening stretch. Her star power is undeniable, but based on criteria alone, voters will probably look elsewhere. On a brighter note for Fever fans, Kelsey Mitchell is absolutely secure. With the team limited to keeping 6 players, there was never any genuine possibility of them letting her go. Her performance level, leadership, and reliability make her indispensable. And honestly, can we please put the Rookie of the Year debate to rest for a moment? It's unfair to Angel Reese, who has been phenomenal. Her performance against the Mercury was outstanding, yet she's being placed under a magnifying glass simply because people insist on constantly comparing her to someone who is already performing like a top 5 player in the entire WNBA. Reese has earned praise on her own merits, and comparing her to Clark just creates unnecessary criticism. But the bigger point stands. This Rookie of the Year conversation won't solely revolve around whether Clark wins. It will also involve her place among the greatest rookie seasons of all time. No one is suggesting Clark will replicate Candace Parker's historic MVP as a rookie feat, but it is fair to argue that Clark's season deserves to be mentioned alongside the very best. Wilson is likely finishing as the MVP runner-up this year, despite having one of the most dominant regular seasons we've seen. That alone shows how stacked the modern WNBA landscape is. Ultimately, the truly compelling comparison may end up being between Maya Moore and Caitlin Clark. Statistically, Clark is projected to lead several major categories among rookies, while Maya's immediate championship impact will always carry weight. Both stories matter. Both will shape the historical conversation. When discussing the league's elite players, Aya Wilson and Breanna Stewart remain firmly at the top. If the conversation was simply, who is the best player in the world right now, the answer would be Aya. But the gap between her and Stewie is far narrower than people like to claim. If Stewart weren't in a slump, if her shooting and overall consistency had not dipped, we might be having a very different debate. Another nuance often overlooked, even though Aya scores more than Stewart, some of those baskets come more naturally depending on team dynamics. Earlier in the season, when the Aces sat at a 6-6 record, her individual scoring didn't translate directly into wins as much as expected. That doesn't make her any less dominant, but it does show that the margin between the league's top players is much closer than box scores alone suggest. And the more basketball I watch, the clearer it becomes. This isn't a two-horse race with a distant third. The gap is shrinking. The competition is tightening. And the conversation about greatness, rookie or veteran, is more layered than ever before.
Seattle Storm, they pulled their starters so she couldn't get that double-digit assist record 3 consecutive games with at least 20 points and 10 or more assists. They pulled their starters, and then Skylar Diggins, Faith Smith, her last name, she bumped into her, sped up. Let her cook. But if I'm Caitlin Clark, I'd have told Skylar Diggins, get your coat, your brim, and get on out of my...
The newest Caitlin Clark storyline has taken over WNBA conversations, and it's not hard to see why. The subtle jealousy, simmering tension, and sharp competitiveness directed at her from certain players have become impossible to ignore. The mix of pettiness and resentment surrounding her rise is as fascinating as it is revealing.
Cutting ass! Help us! Hey, she like a double-edged sword, Ocho. She cutting ass left and right. Yep. Both sides cutting ass. Wop, 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 wop.
Hey, hey, listen.
Cut them up.
She's doing well for herself. She's doing well for
herself.
I would like the ladies to welcome her with open arms, and what she brings to the table, what she's brought to the WNBA, is as well as the other rookies that are playing well as well. I know Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese probably get most of the credit.
They do.
And all the news and headlines.
Yep.
It's a good thing. It's a good thing because they have a new plan.
The WNBA's latest Caitlin Clark incident has been making headlines, and it's easy to see why. The subtle jealousy and underlying hostility from certain players toward her are hard to ignore. This mix of tension and rivalry highlights just how much her talent and rising stardom are stirring strong emotions across the league.
Last but not least, Caitlin Clark. Ladies, let me tell y'all something. You got to sit up there and pay attention to the rising tide. It lifts all boats. You can go out on the court and go at Caitlin Clark with the fierceness that your competitive juices demand. But in the process of doing that, you learn to love that girl. That girl went up in her press conference and said and spoke about flying commercial. They didn't sit up there and make this decision until after she said that. You understand? Now, everybody want to sit up there and talk about, oh my God, why did it have to come to that? Damn it, forget all that. She did it. She didn't have to, But she did. She got her contract. She getting her bag. She got her endorsement deal. But she looked out before she's even played a regular season game as a professional WNBA player. She came in there and she already looked out and added a voice to the plight that these females have had to deal with in it.
It's worth considering, but this situation also sheds light on a broader issue within the league. The WNBA recently secured a massive television deal worth $200 million annually, with the potential to rise to $260 million per year. Despite this financial boost, the league still grapples with internal tensions and competitive dynamics, showing that money alone doesn't resolve deeper challenges among players and team cultures. The numbers tell a clear story. The Liberty Aces game against the Mercury attracted an impressive 1.21 million viewers on N, while the matchup featuring stars like Aya Wilson and Brianna Stewart only drew 577,874 on CBS. This stark contrast highlights how certain matchups and storylines captivate audiences far more than others. It's a reminder of the growing popularity of the league and the impact of star players like Caitlin Clark. If you enjoyed this analysis, make sure to subscribe to our channel, like this video, and drop your thoughts in the comments below.